It was so great. One of the first conversations I had with this guy to try to set him up, get him introduced to Saluki Nation, which he doesn't really need any introduction because everybody's been following along. And he's been at almost every Saluki game this past year, it felt like, from Vianney High School. So, Luke Walsh, who's going to be joining Saluki basketball this year, and he'll be getting the workouts in the month of June. And we'll be here before you know it. Luke joins us now. Luke, thanks so much for the time, man. Number one. And number two, man, like you graduate in less than a month. Like, has that hit you yet? Like, graduation's right around the corner.
I mean, it definitely has. I've been part of Vianney my whole life. My dad's coached there forever, but I'm also looking forward to getting down to Carbondale and working out the guys in June because I think the summer for us can be great starting point for us going into the season.
I somewhat made a joke about it, but it was, Luke. It was almost like every time or darn near any game we had, it felt like you were there. And saying that doesn't mean like you weren't locked into your season. You were, and we'll get to your numbers and what you were able to accomplish during your career for your dad as your high school coach. But what did it mean to you to make sure that when you did have time this past year, you were in Banterra. You also went on the road to see Southern play Rogan. You were in St. Louis for Arch Madness. I mean, how important was that to you, even though technically you're not on the team yet?
Well, I want to make connection with the guys that are coming back. Never know with that with the transfer portal, but also the coaches. They put a lot into me, recruiting me, so they put their time and effort into me, and I felt like I should give it back to them before I even get down there. And I love SIU. Ever since I committed, I've been bought in, and just going to the games just makes me feel at home, whether it's on the road or at Arch Madness. And I love watching the guys play, envisioning myself out there, and all of them are great guys. So I respect them. It's always fun to watch.
I'm sure you've been asked this question over and over again, and it's about your recruiting process and when Southern kind of came into fruition for you. I'll ask it to you again for Saluki Nation that maybe haven't heard your full recruiting story with Southern. When did SIU kind of come on your radar, Luke? And when it did, was SIU immediately a school that you're like, I'm interested in? Or did it take getting to know the people to fully get you hooked?
That's a good question because Coach Mammon's been on me early. I think it was sophomore years when he first reached out to me. And then obviously I was down there with the coaching change. And then when Coach found out he was coming back, he texted me right away saying that he's coming back. Still really interested in me. I'm pretty sure he came to Vianney. They watched me coach Hawkins, Coach Nagy, Coach Gibbs, all of them, Coach Reddick. They all watched me play in the summer. And then they also watched me with Vianney. So I kind of had a feel towards I was gonna go to SIU. Just felt like the right place, and I met all the coaches. And then I was on vacation. It was after Peach Jam, and I was just with all my family. And one morning I woke up. I was just like, That's where I want to be." Like I talked to the coaches throughout the week. They were really the main school that was recruiting me hard, and I just went up to my dad. He was in the bedroom talking to my mom, getting ready to go to the beach, and I was like, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to be for the next 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. And I told him, he was like, that's what you want to do. Go do it. I'm in full support. So I called the coaches, let them know. And from there, it's been home.
It's such a frustrating climate right now for Luke for a lot of kids who are in your spot because of, as you alluded to, sometimes you don't know who's going to be on the team in terms of the transfer portal, but it's made a lot of high school kids not necessarily get straight up recruited a lot through schools. As you were going through just the whole process, what was it like for you? Like, was it as frustrating, or just because of the relationship factor that you brought up, Coach Mayman, and how you guys were so connected that it never really got to that point, if that makes sense? Because there's a lot of kids right now, and understandably, because of the way college basketball is, they kind of get overlooked, and not a lot of high schoolers get recruited much anymore.
It's 100% true. Like it is stressful. Like I bet most kids that get recruited, whatever level it is, getting recruited is hard and definitely is stressful. But just the relationships they built with me made it a lot easier to talk to them, not just being a basketball player. And I knew that that was their best interest. And yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was a tough decision because I was kind of feeling that way for a while. But obviously, Peach Jam's a big source for college basketball coaches to come watch. And they were there a couple games. Kind of schedule got messed up. I think we only played like 1.5 games in front of coaches. So then after that, when we went down to vacation, I was just like, it's the spot. So I mean, it definitely is stressful, but they did a great job working with me, and I I know they're doing a great job right now in the portal, helping build this team for next year. So Saluki fans can be excited for that.
When you came to games, Luke, I know you were more so just being there to support and, like I said, to learn your teammates, to see the team. But was there anything specifically that you wanted to watch? Whether it was necessarily how huddles are, how the coaching staff interacts. Like, were there things that you actually came to games and were like, I want to make this a priority just to kind of see and prepare yourself for what's ultimately going to come for you here in June?
I mean, yeah, I was definitely watching the little things, but just like the speed of the game's obviously different than high school. Just seeing how guys get their shots off, especially as a catch and shoot guy. But also, yeah, like you said, huddles, I would pay attention to that. And that's something that I really liked seeing. Like they all paid attention, they were all into it, no matter if they were in foul trouble. And honestly, I think that's why they went on that little run during the MVC and after the slow start because they were all didn't matter what the score was, they were giving it 100 every time. And I think that's what helped them. And if we can carry that into next year, I think that can be huge.
Look, you brought up Coach Mayman. I know that is a guy that you love, respect, and has been a huge part of the staff since he's been here. But when you were having conversations with Coach Nagy and understanding, hey, he's the head coach, he's the one that leads this program, what ultimately Luke said, yes, I want to play for him. Like, this is what stood out to him in my conversations with him.
Yeah, I mean, he was always honest with me. We watched a lot of film because he was at Wright State before. So before the season started, he showed me a lot of the guards that they had, and we had a lot of similar traits. They could shoot it, put it on the ground a little bit, were good passers and great teammates. And honestly, after I went on my official visit, I just even clicked even more that it was after I committed. I was just like, yes, I think this is going to be an even better fit than I thought because of the system that he wants to play with, the pace. Like I like to get up and down, play fast guard, and just seeing the guards that he's developed over the years that have similar traits to me, like I said before, I just thought it was perfect for me.
You brought up your dad, Kevin, who, of course, was your high school coach, and you mentioned him coaching at Vianney. I've been around teams, Luke, where you see teams that have where their head coach's kid plays for them, and that dynamic can either be a really good dynamic or it can be an extremely challenging dynamic. As you laugh, of course, as you bring that up, what was that dynamic like for you on your team? And no doubt you were tremendous, and all of the accolades I'll ask you about in a moment come with it. But how does that get you prepared now for the next level? Because when you have that type of target, whether you want it or not, you get the target when you are the son of the head coach.
Yeah, you definitely get the target when your dad's the coach, but I mean, our dynamic was really good. You know, we got along. Obviously, there's days where it's not as good as others, but I would definitely say from my sophomore year into my junior year, and then definitely my senior year, I made a lot of strides. Just it's hard having your dad as your coach, and then like you said, we always joke around. Me and my dad think that him and Coach Nagy are pretty similar, kind of old school coaches. You know, want to get up and guard. They want to play fast. And I know Coach Nagy's on the guys hard, and that's how it should be, and that's how my dad is every day in practice. So sometimes I tell my dad that, you know, maybe he's getting at us a little bit too hard, but he's like, I'm just trying to prepare you for next year because I know what Coach Nagy has in him. So, you know, we have a great relationship on and off the court. We're really close, and he definitely helped me in my decision to come to SIU, and I love him to death, and he's gonna be there every game. He's planning on coming whenever he can make it with Vianney because he's gonna keep coaching there.
When you look at your time at Vianney, Luke, from your freshman, the sophomore, junior, senior year, can you describe the growth you've made from as a freshman to a senior? And at what point during that time did it become like an actual attainable thing where you're like, Division I basketball, I can play?
Yeah, that's a good question because I didn't really even like love basketball until like seventh or eighth grade, especially during COVID when school was shut down. My dad would make me go outside and shoot them every day, seventh grade, and then right after COVID, I had a big game. Matthew Dickey's, it's in the city. We played against them. My dad's coached our team, and it was actually one of the Brad Beal coaches, and I played really well, so then I got connected with them. And since then, I've shot every day. So going into my freshman year, I was just straight catch and shoot. Think my freshman year, I made 102 threes, probably like 22s. It was ridiculous. And then sophomore year, started getting to the free throw line more, picking up some fouls. And junior year was really when I started to, you know, be able to score at three levels. And this year was just all about confidence. I knew I could do it after my junior year. We lost some key pieces, so I knew I was going to have to step into a bigger leadership role, but also score and assist. So it definitely progressed. I was kind of more just a straight catch and shoot guy, and then was able to start getting into the paint a little bit, knocking down a couple jumpers, and then senior year obviously showed that I could score at all three levels. In high school, we'll see about college. I know it's a
Yeah.
different animal, but it was good.
What gives you the confidence, Luke? Because as you say, that's the number one thing, right? How is it going to translate? And ultimately, we're all going to find out together in your hard work. But what about how you train? What about your day to day gives you like it's going to translate? Like it's not a wonder to you. Like how have you structured your daily workouts to know that that can carry over?
Like you said, hard work. My dad always says that hard work's going to show no matter what you do in life, whether that's basketball and a job. So that's kind of what I've always stuck to. He's go to the gym 6 in the morning every day before school, and it's just been a constant thing for us. Whether we're in Memphis and it's pouring rain and we got an AAU game at 8, we're gonna find a local park and go get some shots up. So it's just become part of my everyday life. I think it's like almost 2,000 days in a row, and obviously he's not there every day, but probably probably 1,800 of them he's been there. So it's been wild, but yeah, just the hard work. If you put in the hard work, the results are always going to come. It might not come right away, but they're going to show.
Luke, as you kind of just look, look some of these numbers, which are just absolutely staggering. I think 2000, you had over 2,000 career points in in your high school career. Excuse me. Hope it's over 2,000 in your college
It
career.
is.
That would bode really well. I think over 850 field goals overall. Half of those were 3 pointers made. You made obviously a ton of free throws in your career as well, almost 500 of them. I mean, when you scored that many career points, 2,614, I believe was the last total that you had. I mean, I know numbers are numbers, right? And you can throw all these things at you. What means the most to you?
Honestly, it was more the team this year. Like we went on a run last year, but I would say like this year's team had a lot of fun and we all got along and there was not a lot of nonsense. And we did make a run. I mean, we made it to the district championship, ended up losing, but definitely last year, like when I was still getting recruited, I was more worried about like, oh, stats. What am I shooting from three?
Yeah.
And like this year, I was just out there playing free. I mean, obviously my dad got on me when I take a bad shot, but it wasn't like he was gonna yank me out and let me have it because they needed me out there for more than just scoring. But I think that's honestly why I was able to score at high clip this year, just because I wasn't worried about it. I was just playing free, trusting my guys, and my guys did a great job. It wasn't just me scoring 1-on-one, because I'm definitely not the 1-on-one type of player, come off screen and shoot it. So they did a great job helping me score as well.
Luke, there have been some very impactful freshmen throughout the Missouri Valley Conference come in and make impacts right away. For you, what do you believe you have to do starting in June? And that's not to put all of that pressure on you right away, but for you to want to be an impact guy, to be able to help this team as much as you can, what are you looking at internally of these are things I have to do to help get myself on the floor?
I mean, I just think being a vocal leader from day one is really going to help because a lot of freshmen go in timid or not as high school, and that's expected, making the jump from high school to Division 1. But I feel like the more you talk, the more you get involved with your teammates, just boost your confidence, help you on the offensive end and defensive end. And also, I think showing coaches that I can sit down and guard is going to be a big factor because if you can't guard, you can't play. And I mean, that's how every coach has ever taught me, and it's just them being honest. But I think just having another vocal leader and the team's going to help us. I know Mayo did a great job with that this year, and I just have another guy in there making practices better and encouraging people even when they're struggling.
What do you want Saluki fans when they watch you play, Luke? What's ultimately the most important thing you want them to describe you as?
Passionate. I don't care how many points I score. I don't care how many shots I get. As long as we're winning, the whole team's going to be involved no matter what, from practice players to the starters. So I just want them to know I'm passionate. You'll see me out there. Eventually, I get into it. I show a lot of emotion, but just know that my main intention is to go bring the championship back to Carbondale, and I think it's been what since 2007,
Yes.
2007. So, and that program's got rich history, and we're due for a championship, and I know the guys, and we can do it.
No question. It's a program trying to get back to that NCAA tournament, as you mentioned. Haven't won Arch Madness since 2006. Haven't won the Valley regular season championship since 2007. No doubt they would love to do that, and Luke Walsh hopes to play a big part in that. Luke, before we let you go, given we're talking to you here in early April, no graduation upcoming. Just what's kind of like the time frame here for you of some things that you have on your radar that you're trying to get done before ultimately we catch up with you here in early June?
Obviously, just finish out school strong and keep working hard and stay in the weight room because that's also a big factor. Playing strong because big guys out there. And but no, I'm just working out, continually trying to get better every day so I can be ready in June and then obviously during the season because I want to make it as have an impactful season as a freshman and help us get back to where we want to be.
No question about it. And those summer workouts will be here soon enough. Luke, thanks
Can't
so
wait.
much, man. We appreciate the time. I know the Saluki Nation really excited to get to know you more. We can't wait to have you on campus, man. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.